Well, the pond is looking full. It looks inviting, but it is cold. And realistically, it's going to be 6 more months before we can get in there. And so we have more pressing matters to tend to, namely firewood. I've gotten way behind on my firewood production, and I got a tree mission coming up. There's a little firewood mission. I'm hoping Louie can help me. If you don't know who Louie is, well, allow me to introduce you here.
Dig Drive DIY.
Well, this is Louie. It's a 1994 Ford L9000 triaxle dump truck. I bought it a couple months ago, I guess it's been already, and well, in order to help justify the purchase of owning this, I want to be able to use it in all my firewood missions. And I've got a couple missions coming up. Actually, it started out a couple weeks ago. I got a call from the local sawmill. They had more of those cutoffs that I'd used for firewood last year. And I've been on a waiting list for almost 8 weeks, and they finally said I could come get some. So I headed over there hoping that I could get a full truckload. I had signed up for 8 yards, but they said they're willing to fill Louie, so it'll probably amount to like 20 yards. So it'll be interesting to see how full it is. But that'll be like filler wood when I'm low on firewood or I need a little boost. I'd like to have it now rather than trying to go get it when I need it. So we'll fill it up. There's some good sized blocks in there. That's nice. Is that 20 then?
Yeah, you're at 20.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you, my man.
Yep.
Appreciate it. You too. Fits in there nice. So fortunately, they were able to give me a full load, which that made a lot of wood. It was a little tight getting it dumped though. That is a tight fit. That's a pretty good load. So we got it dumped, but it was a lot to stack. I was going to have to enlist the help of my my best employees. Yeah, I was hoping we could just do it like a chain gang. That's 20 yards, but you just pick them up and hand them to me, and then I'll stack them. So we got most of it stacked. There's still some to do, but I have another mission actually. A neighbor called. They had a great big maple tree that they were down. It was so big that it was going to be difficult to cut and split. So I thought it was a perfect job to take the Eastonmade Axis. I'd take my 755 with Artillian grapple. I was going to need the big bar chainsaw to cut it all up. And well, I'll just go over there and see what I could get done. These at Paul Bunny this year. I'm excited to try them out. Good chaps. It's got some big limbs too. A lot to chunk up. it took a couple hours, but I got it all sliced up. I got to try out my brand new chainsaw pants, and I was ready now for the backhoe and the wood splitter. And really, the ultimate wood splitting rig in my mind was to be able to take Louie with the backhoe on the trailer and roll in and split that all up and take home a full truckload. But there was a lot I need to get ready on Louie in order to make it work right. Fits. At least get it in. All right, the first thing I want to do to use this truck with Firewood is to take that top sideboard off. It's just too tall right now for what I want to use it for. The sideboards have these metal brackets on the side holding them together, and they're actually welded to the bed here. So since I'm going to leave the bottom board on, I think I'll leave those for now, and I'm just going to cut it right here to take off the top board. Kind of like that. This truck probably spent most of its life as a quarry truck or hauling asphalt, meaning it only got loaded by a huge payloader, and the sideboards were never an issue, which it looks cool, but for me to load it with the backhoe or hopefully even a skid loader, it's just not going to work. Maybe in the future I'll work on some kind of folding down sideboards. That's optimally what I'd like to have. But for now, in order to get the best use out of it, this is my option. Well, to be honest, I like the looks of it with the two sideboards on, but it doesn't look terrible. When I had the GMC General, one side had two sideboards on it like this did, and the other only had one, and we found ourselves favoring the one side all the time. It was easier to load with the backhoe. It was easier to go over the top with the excavator. This will do for now. It still looks okay. I got that tarp adjusted too. I'm hoping I can make that so it comes down more even now. All right, what else? All right, well, the next thing I want to be able to do if I'm going to put this truck into service is be able to tow my backhoe trailer. Fortunately, Louie came with a nice big heavy pintle hitch, and that's all good. And it also has a trailer plug, but it's the wrong style. This is the 7-prong round plug. I use the 7-prong flat bladed connector. So I went to my friendly local neighborhood Napa. I was going to wire this all up. Then I discovered they actually have an adapter to go from 7 round to the 7 flat. Since this is still on a trial basis, I'm just going to use the adapter. Plug that in. So the next problem to tackle, or the difference, is that this hitch is much higher than the hitch on my F750. If I want to tow with this truck, I'm going to have to raise the hitch on my trailer in order to make it tow level. Hopefully this will do it. It's probably not big enough, but I have to move that ring up. This is one thing I really wish I didn't have to do, because if I move this, then it's not going to be right for my F750. But I moved it down to tow with my F750. I just don't know. I feel like I'm not going to know until I try it. So let's switch this. If I don't like it, or I don't use the triaxle to pull the backhoe, then I'll switch it back. Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh, it did it. Holy cow. Did the next one too. I can't believe that that broke those loose. This thing is always impressive. Not sponsored, by the way. This is the one that's spinning. Got all 4 of those broke loose without having to use a breaker bar. Okay, now that needs to be over 30 inches. I got this jacked up too high. All right, I think this is close to being ready to try it out. Next thing I gotta do, I gotta get the splitter put on the backhoe. That's the whole point of this. We're gonna use the backhoe splitter to bust up them big, huge rounds I cut up. So that's next. All right, I need to get that off of there and that splitter mounted up on there. You know what? I'm going to do this with a millennial farmer style. That is so much easier. All All right. Well, the only thing left to do really is get Louie, hook it up to the trailer, and see how things go. So let's go ahead and grab him here. Are you ready to go? Yeah, I got our backhoes all ready, trailer's ready. Let's try it out. All right. Guess we're gonna go. All right, come on. Do something to change that. Okay, it's hooked up. We'll do a little light check. All right, 4-ways are working. For a little test drive. Okay, I'm going to check my turning radius to make sure nothing's in a bind or it's going to be a problem. Just turn the corner here like a normal corner. I'm going to go a little past. Test it. I want to see what that looks like. Okay, it's not great, but it's not terrible. It's got room. I'm turning a little extra short here, so it's got room. Well, my first test was a success. I think it's going to work well. This might just be the ultimate firewood rig. I don't know. Next thing to do, head over there to that maple tree and test it out. All right, get this party started. It's 3 till 10. I'm early.
Done what, at 2?
Oh, I don't know. There's no set time.
How many cord of wood do you think you get out of it?
Oh, it's probably realistically only
Couple, 3?
less than 2, probably.
Less than 2? That side bucket there lifts the logs up?
Yeah. So that'll lift them up. I gotta rev it up. Ice on the pond this morning. That's the first time it's been on there. We got a little stuff chopped up that I could handle by hand. Now it's time to switch to the backhoe and the backhoe splitter. We're gonna try to munch up these big rounds, get them to where I can handle them. I'll put them on the little splitter and finish them off. So this is the fun part. Plus I get to sit in the cab, listen to the radio. Some of these are pretty tough, but it's getting it done. That's what it's supposed to do.
Hungry hippo.
Yeah. Bucket full. Okay, now we just got to see if I can get it in the dump truck without spilling it. Plus we got a little more over there. Well, this is kind of like trying to get all the grocery sacks out of the car into the house in one trip.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I'll probably spill it on the ground. That is a big load of wood. Do a little cleanup here. now, isn't it?
By the time winter's over with, you won't find the sawdust anymore anyway. It'll probably
No.
dissolved into the yard.
All right, well, I better try to hit the road before I run out of light. Well, thanks for the wood.
Yeah, no problem. You earned it.
All I got to do is get this rig home, and then we can call it a success. But I know better than to say we're successful yet. Made it. It's about 5:30. I'm going to say mission complete. I'm happy with how this rig worked. This is a pretty cool wood splitting rig, and I got a full triaxle dump truck load, but I got to figure out a way to haul the Axis splitter and the John Deere with me too, though. Guess we're going to need a longer trailer, but that'll be for next time. For right now, I want to thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope that you liked it. Back to firewood season. Anyway, if I'm lucky, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Now, I bought this a couple months. Let me start again. So I got a call from the local lumber yard, sawmill. You can make an edit beep roll at the end, or a blooper roll. I can't even say that.